Your art does not have to be perfect before you share it. In fact, if you think it can be perfect before you share it, I have some bad news. There is never a point at which your masterpiece cannot be made better. That's part of the crazy nature of art. It's sort of like a living thing. It can always grow, it can always be improved. But if you keep trying to improve it, you're not going to make anything new. For writers, I call this the editing loop. You get stuck in it where you're just like in one chapter, you're going over it and over it and over it. And yeah, you're making it better every time. It improves every time. But you get to the point you've got to move on. And I know how terrifying it is if you're going to share something that you know can be made better. There are going to be people who might pick it apart. The thing is, they're going to do that anyway. Most critics, honestly, are just unhappy because they're not making what they want to make, and so they take it out on you. It's not personal. It doesn't even have anything to do with your work in the first place. So then what do? If your piece is never going to be perfect? Well, you get to the point where you can honestly say, this is pretty good, and then you share it, and you move on to the next thing. You start making something new. You're going to find that your initial version of that new thing is better than your initial version of the previous, because as you go, you get better. Don't be afraid to call it done. It's never going to be perfect, and that's normal. Just make it good enough and move on to the next thing. You can do this. Now sit down with me, fellow creators, and let's make something new.